right, 12.2, we are talking about frequency tables, line plots, and histograms. This is connecting to 12.1 because it's all a way to analyze data and to reflect on our data points. So a frequency table is a collection of data that we keep a tally on. And they tend to look like this. You'll have some kind of number, you'll start tallying it up, and then in the end you count your tallies and you'll identify your frequency. Okay? A line plot is a line that reflects the frequency table. And a histogram is a bar graph that reflects the frequency table. I'm just going to abbreviate frequency table. And an interval is, when I say it's a time interval or some kind of data interval, and it is equal amounts. It's breaking up a number into equal amounts. Okay, so the steps, and this is steps for making a line plot. So steps for line plot. The first thing that we're going to do is make a frequency table, and then lastly we will make our line plot. All right, let's get right into an example here. A dice was rolled 20 times and the results are displayed. Create a line plot of the data. So here's my data points. So I like to go right ahead and start from the smallest, and I see 1 is the smallest number. So I just usually write my numbers. I have a 1, and then how many 1s do I have? 1, 2, 3 1s. Okay, and then I have a 2. And I have 1, 2. Looks like I have 2 of them. And even if I have more, that's okay. I can always tally it up later. Do I have any 3s? I do have a 3. I have 1, 2, 3 3s. I'm looking. I have 4s. Whoop, I have another 3 right there, so I can just add another tally to it. I have some 4s. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3 4s. 5s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In 6s, I have 1, 2. So that is a frequency table. This part right here that I just did is a frequency table. Now notice I need to get my last part. I need to count my tallies. That tells me the frequency the number occurred in the data set. So number 1 occurred 3 times, 2 occurred twice, 3 occurred 4 times, 4 occurred 3 times, 5 occurred 6 times, and 6 occurred twice. Now I can make a line plot. So our line plot, what we're going to want to do is scale it so it includes all the numbers. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you just put an X with how many times it happened. So number 1 happened 3 times, I just put 3 X's. 2 happened twice, 2 of them. 3 happened 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 happened 3 times, 1, 2, 3. 5, it looks like I'm going to have to move this. Maybe I'll delete all this. So 5 occurred 6 times, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 6 occurred twice. So the purpose behind this is for us to be able to look at our data values. This bottom number is our data values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can see really, we don't get as overwhelmed with the big table of values. We can see, okay, these were really my numbers. I only really had 6 numbers. Everything else just represented how often it occurred. So if I said, how many times did you roll a 3? Well, instead of looking at that big box, you can just look, you can create a line plot and say, hey, I rolled a 3 1, 2, 3, 4 times. How many times did you roll a 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I rolled a 5 6 times. Now, some of you might want to just go right from your data set to making your line plot. I don't really foresee a problem with that, but you do need to be able to understand what a frequency table is. So for this lesson, I am going to expect that you do make frequency tables. All right, we're going to do another one. So we're going to display this data in a frequency table. And this might be something that an MCA might ask. They might have the frequency table for you and then say, what data set would it represent? So I'm just trying to find my smallest number, and it looks to me like 10 might be my smallest. And it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. And then I have an 11. And it looks like I have 1, 2, 3 11s. And then it looks like I have a 12. 1, 2 12s. Oops, look how I made my 3. I was supposed to tally it. Okay, and then I have a 13. And I have 1, 2 13s. A 14, I have 1. And 15, I have 2. So my frequency, I have the number 10 occurred 5 times, 11 occurred 3, 12 occurred twice, 13 occurred twice, 14 once, 15 twice. Now again, I could make a line plot of this. Making a line plot, I'd go from 10 to 15, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now make my x's. So 10 occurred 5 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 11 occurred 3. 12 occurred twice. 13 occurred twice. 14 occurred once. And 15 occurred twice. Now there's more that we can do with this. You can analyze what the mode is looking at this. Instead of looking at this huge thing and trying to count all of them, well, if you quick make a line plot or frequency table, you can compare the mode right away. The mode, of course, would be the tallest, which looks like it's 10, so our mode is 10. Another way that this could help us is making our median. What if we wanted to make a median quick? And the numbers aren't in order. Well, if you put them in a line plot, you would be able to do it. We can quickly find out what the median here is too by labeling. So again, my smallest is 10 and it occurred 5 times, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to move this because I know it's going to be big. And then I got 11 3 times, 1, 2, 3, 12 2, 12 and 12, 13 2, 13 and 13, 14 once, 15 twice. That is a quick way to order my numbers, and I'm thinking it's pretty awesome. And again, you find median by canceling out the front and back. I'm canceling, I'm canceling, I'm canceling. Look, here it is. My median is 11. So that's another way that you can actually apply line plots as well. I think it's pretty effective. I actually like it because ordering a data set is one of my least favorite things to do. All right, histograms, our next concept with 12.2. Our steps with histograms: determine your interval size. And you want to make sure that an interval size is between 3, maybe I'll just write that, between 3 and 5 intervals. Between 3 to 5. And then we're going to create a frequency table, and then we'll graph. And when I say graph, that means a bar graph. Okay? The hardest part of this is step 1, determining interval size. But we're going to jump right in and take a look. All right, so we have this set of data. The results of testing 12 batteries of the same type are shown at the right. Use the data to make a histogram. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, it does say determine interval size, but I guess before I determine interval size, I'm thinking I should probably know what I'm really working with. So I think that the first step should be make your frequency table. So I'm looking for my smallest number. It looks like 9. And it looks like I have 9 one lonely time. And then my next smallest number is 10, 1, 2, 3 tenths. And then I have 11 one time. I have 12 one time. I have 13, I do not. I have 14 twice. And I have 15 once. Looking back up. And then I have 18 ones, 22 ones, and 23 ones. So 18, I have ones, 22, I have ones, and 23, I have ones. I'm just going to extend this down. All right, now let's look at the frequency. So 9, the frequency is 1, 10, the frequency is 3, 11, 1, 12, 1, 14, 2, 15, 1, 18, 1, 22, 1, 23, 1. Now, this is where I would determine my interval size. I want between 3 and 4, and intervals need to be the exact same. So let's just try 3, see if I can make it. So how can I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 data values. And if I want to do 9 data values divided by 3, because I want an interval of 3, then it looks like I have 3 per interval. So looking here, whoops, they're not aligned. Okay, and this is me breaking up my intervals. And then I would need 3 here. And then I have my bottom 3. So my intervals are 9 through 11. Let me just tally this up. This is going to be my frequency side, and this is going to be my interval. So my frequency side, it looks like my highest frequency is about 5. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A frequency of 6. So my first interval is between 9 and 11, and the frequency is 3, 4, and 5, counting all of those. So I need to go up to here and color that in. My second interval is between 12 and 15. And that goes from 2 plus 1 is 3 plus another 1 is 4. That's my frequency. So I go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And my last interval is going to be from 18 to 22, this bottom half here, and it looks like I have a frequency of 3 times that happened. So I go 1, 2, 3, here is my last interval. Now mine don't look very pretty because mine look skewed. I need to make sure that it's about as wide as the other one. So maybe I'm just going to redo that. So 18 through 22 should be 3. And I want it about the same width because we want to make it look like they are the same interval. And that's a histogram. Let's do one more. Oh, there is no more. So I hope that that helped you. Your book has some good resources that you can use. You can always ask questions in class. You can Google it if you feel confused. You could say how to make a histogram. Histograms are the hardest part of this lesson, but I am confident that everybody is going to do awesome.